Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now, I came across a little video clip recently, and that video clip sparked a recurring thought that I've always had, and I decided to spark up my camera and share this thought with you guys to see what you make of it. So in this little video clip, it was one of those random 1-minute clips that you have on all these Instagram, YouTube, wherever. I can't even remember where I saw it from, but it's just one of those little snippets, videoettes, I think you might well call them if there's such a term. Just a little 1-minute, 2-minute stuff, and it was one of those interviews with a celebrity asking random questions, and then the celebrity responding to those questions. So this particular video was a smash or pass type video. I'm sure you all know what a smash or pass video is. So they'll show you the picture of a pretty girl or a pretty guy, depending on whatever your preference is, and then you would say, would you smash or would you pass? So it was along those lines, but not quite. So what this video was about was this presenter. She was a female. She is still of course a female, so she is a female. She was showing pictures of Nigerian celebrities and asking this guy, the guy that she was interviewing. The guy that she was interviewing is a chap called Naira Marley. So Naira Marley, Naira as in the Nigerian currency, and Marley as in Bob Marley. So combined as one word, Naira Marley is probably some UK-based type of artist. I don't really know that much about him, but that's his name. So he was showing him, she was showing him pictures of random celebrities, Nigerian celebrities, and she was asking if the celebrity being shown is sexy or not. So the sexy or not type of video, not smash or pass, but sexy or not. So the first picture rather that the female presenter showed this chap was of Tiwa Savage. So he said, okay, is Tiwa Savage sexy or not? And the guy said, well, I've already given you my definition of sexy. That's, to me, Tiwa Savage is not sexy. Yes, she is beautiful. Of course she's beautiful, but she is not sexy. And then she brought up the next picture of the next Nigerian female celebrity, and she asked the same question again, is this celebrity sexy? And then the guy said, again, she's beautiful. Of course she's beautiful, you can see that, but to me personally, she's not sexy. So now what the guy was then saying, and then the guy then went on to say, for me sexy is somebody like Rihanna. So that is his definition of sexy. So Rihanna is a beautiful woman. Tiwa Savage is a beautiful woman. The other celebrity that this woman also showed, I can't quite recall who it was also beautiful. But so they have 3 beautiful women. I think she actually showed 3 images, so there are about 4 beautiful women in contention. But out of all of those beautiful women, only one of them could be described by this fella as sexy. So now I've said that this is a recurring thought that I've always had. So this video really just reminded me of those thoughts that I've always had in my lazy moments, those random thoughts that you have. So really, sexy is a very individual thing. It's a very individualistic thing. I wonder if individualistic is an actual word. I have to look that up. I use that a lot. But sexy is a very individual thing. It's very specific to the person. But beautiful is a more broader term, and it has more parameters for definition, because a beautiful woman is visibly beautiful, and anybody looking at her would see that she is beautiful. So she might well be beautiful, not to your taste, but she is still beautiful, because beauty is beauty. And if you see something that is beautiful, no matter what your personal preferences are, it will still strike you. If you see, for instance, a very large woman who is very pretty, you will see that she is very pretty, but perhaps her size is not quite to your taste. But the fact that she is a large woman does not detract from the fact that she's a beautiful woman. And if you see a very thin woman and she's pretty, but a larger woman is to your taste, you will still acknowledge the fact that she's pretty, but the fact that she's thin perhaps might not be to your taste, but that does not again detract from the fact that she's beautiful. So when you see a beautiful woman, you identify her as that first, and then if that beauty is then to your personal preference, is a matter of your subjective nuance, is a matter of your personal choice. So but sexy is a very different thing, because sexy is a very instinctive, animalistic, innate, inquantifiable thing. It's an instinct rather than definition. So what is sexy to me would not be sexy to my older brother, or to my younger brother, or to my best friend, or to my worst enemy. So I could well be sexy to any of them, but it's not necessarily sexy to all of them, because to me personally, that is sexy, but to somebody else, it isn't. Something else is sexy. So really, it's that distinction really between being beautiful and sexy within the Nigerian context. And it amuses me when this comes up as a subject of debate, even sometimes an argument, when somebody insists that somebody is sexy and somebody else insists that the person is not, and then they get into a set two about that, when really there's no contention there, because it is very much specific to the individual what you have determined that you find attractive. So what you have determined that you find attractive is very much down to your person. There's something, I'm not quite sure what the term is, septosexual or something, or I can't quite remember the term. There's these people, I find them quite pretentious actually, that they claim to find intellect sexy. And intellect is sexy, but not within the parameters that some people define it with, because they just use it as a one-upmanship thing. So some people gravitate towards that, they find intelligence sexy. Some people find wealth obviously sexy. Wealth is always sexy because money really is an aphrodisiac. And then some people find power sexy. Some people find the physicality of the presentation of the person sexy. Some people like the big behind on the female, or the big chest, or the long legs, or whatever. So it's all, or a combination of all of them, or a mix of some, not all that. So it's a very individualistic thing, and it's very specific to the individual. So it just struck me really that this is a thought that I've always had, and this thought has now come into contention on social media. I mean, it's always been there, well, sexy or not, beautiful or not, but beautiful or not and sexy or not are two different things, because beautiful is beautiful. Beautiful is an aesthetic or aesthetic rather, and sexy is an instinct. And I really think that distinction is something that we really need to spend time to ponder, because for me really, when I was watching that clip of this guy, the Naira Marley guy, who himself by the way is nothing to write home about, is a skinny little dark boy with dreadlocks, you know, it's like some South London sounding type boy. So it's not really as though it's the first pick of the bunch when it comes to the female going out to have a pick. I don't know what appeals to people these days, but it didn't really strike me as the first 11. But really, he was the celebrity being interviewed, and this were his thoughts. And really, when the guy was making these comments, I found myself really also trying to apply my standards to the pictures being shown by the presenter, to the celebrities being brought forward to be considered. And yes, I sort of agree as well that Tiwa Savage rather is a very attractive woman, you know, even with or without the makeup. She's very attractive. She has a good physique. She has a a nice looking face, you know, she's well formed, all of the attributes are there, so really there's no denying her attractiveness. But in terms of sexy, I wouldn't describe Tiwa Savage as sexy as well, and that is also my personal choice. And now I know 1,000,001 men would describe Tiwa Savage as sexy, and they would dispute that with me. And I also would describe somebody like Rihanna as sexy, you know, because I saw a clip once of Rihanna doing a set on a Prince song called Darling Nikki, and if you watch that clip you would see what people mean when they say that Rihanna is indeed sexy. So sexy is a very individualistic thing. There's a string of people that would probably say sexy. There's a Nigerian artist, this will probably age me a bit because a lot of you won't know who this lady is, but this was when I was a kid. Then there was a Nigerian artist called Dora Efudu, who I used to find very sexy. I'm not quite sure how old she is now, and I'm not quite sure what she looks like now. But back in those days, when I was just like a little sprog, I used to really look to this lady. You know, this was the lady that I used to, you know what boys do when you go and take care of business. This is the lady I used to think about when I used to take care of business then. Dora Efudu, you know, so that's my idea of sexiness. But yeah, so really it's a very individualistic thing. So what are your thoughts? What do you agree that there's a distinction between being beautiful, being attractive, and being sexy? Because being beautiful and being attractive, they are interchangeable, and they are two terms that pretty much describe similar things. But being sexy is something quite distinct, because being sexy is now calling to that innate core animalistic instinct within the person that seeks to copulate. So this effectively, this is somebody that you have some sort of a desire towards, of a carnal nature. I'm just trying to use terms that will be YouTube friendly. So really that's where the distinction is. So what are your distinctions? Let me know what those distinctions are. Make those distinctions in the comment section, where the conversation usually takes place on this channel. So I'll leave you here, and we'll have that sexy, beautiful talk in the comment section, and I'll say peace.